Hi everyone, this is Sarita. Today, let's talk about the current coronavirus. Why not? Everybody else is talking about it, right? So this coronavirus is called COVID-19, and there's so much information out there. It's constantly barraging us. So I thought I might try to condense and clarify some of the information. For a lot of people, it's like, where do we start, right? So, if you're one of those why people like me, maybe when you grew up, somebody said to you, hey, wash your hands. And your response was, why? If you're one of those people, you're going to love this, okay? We're going to answer some of the things that will give you the why. So, first thing I want to talk about is how a virus multiplies. Basic stuff. So, a virus wants to multiply itself. It's going to start that process by entry into a host, aka a body. The way it's going to gain entry is through the eyes, the nose, or the mouth, okay? And as you could see, it's going to get some help from hands. So that's a very important thing to remember, all right? Once it gains entry, it takes over a cell or a bunch of cells. Now this takeover is like it goes inside of this cell and it says, everybody stop what you're doing. You're going to start doing what I tell you to do now. And what the virus is going to tell the cell to do is to make more of itself, okay? So it's going to take over production. Then, usually during this time, while it's in production, is coincidentally what we call the incubation period. This is the time between the time it gains entry and the time that a host will start to show symptoms. Now I say usually because, like everything, there's always exceptions to the rule, right? And so there has been some talk about that with COVID. Can people be contagious before they show symptoms? This is called early shedding. Now, there is really no definitive study. They have been doing studies to figure this out, but the jury is still out. They're not 100% sure if this happens and how it happens. So for now, we're going to work with the basic structure of the incubation period or this production period. The person does not have symptoms. Okay, so production is done and all of that new produce, yes, you got to call it that, comes out of the cells, and at that point all that circulating in the body causes the host to get sick, okay? So it leaves the cells, and now its object is to leave the body. It's to leave the host. So when the host gets sick, it starts to produce a cough and sneezes and mucus. So this is the way that the virus leaves this host. Now, another usually the host gets sick. Some people, you've probably heard of them, are just carriers. They don't actually break down and get sick, but they can still be producing and having those viruses exit their system. Again, we're going to go with the usual case scenario. Okay, so it's left the body through coughing, sneezing, mucus, and now the cycle starts again into entry into another host. There you have it, basics of virus multiplication. So now we'll focus a little bit on COVID-19. Now COVID-19 is spread through droplets. So a drop of fluid which contains this virus. It comes out during a cough or a sneeze, and the catch is that these droplets are big drops. So they come out and they drop. They drop to whatever's nearby. They could drop onto your face if you're close to somebody when they cough. they could drop onto a surface, okay? There has been some discussion about whether or not COVID-19 is airborne, but again, the jury is out. I was unable to find any studies 100% proving that it is airborne, okay? Now, if it's airborne, the drops are smaller. In fact, they're so small that they don't drop down. They can float in the air. So theoretically, if something's floating in the air, you don't even have to be near the person who put it there, and you could still get it, okay? That changes a lot of stuff. But again, as of right now, we don't know that that is the case. And for sure, we know that it is spread by droplets. So let's work with that. Okay, the real question is, where's it going to land? Now, it could land right in your eye. That would be a bummer. It could land right in your nose or right in your mouth. In that case, you have received that virus, and it's going to now try to start the cycle in you. Okay? There is a 6-foot rule here, which you've probably heard. You want to be greater than 6 feet away from someone. So because those drops are heavy, that's going to prevent them from falling onto your eye, nose, or mouth. Okay? Maintain that 6-foot rule. Now, if you have to be under 6 feet, once in a while, you know, it's a lot about like how much is the person talking, are they coughing or sneezing, right? But if you're in a situation, let's say you're a cashier and the distance between you and the customer is 3 or 4 feet, in that situation, you might want to wear a mask. A mask is effective against droplets. Okay, a regular mask is effective against droplets. So you're going to want to have that mask on. It's going to protect your mouth and it's going to protect your nose. Now, people who wear glasses are going to be glad they're wearing glasses, because now that droplet can't go right into their eye. Of course, if someone's sneezing from over here, maybe it could. But if I were a cashier or somebody like that, I might consider wearing some snazzy glasses even if I didn't have to, just as a physical barrier, which is the same thing that a mask is, a physical barrier. Okay? Now, again, let's talk about the hands. It's not going to do you any good to have that mask on your face if you take it off, throw it away, and then go, oh, my eye itches, and you rub your eyes. Okay? Don't let your hands help move things around. So, watch those hands. Now, we talked about glasses, and we talked again about your face. So if the droplet lands on your face anywhere, you don't want to touch your face and then touch your eyes. You're going to be doing the work of the virus. So don't touch your face, just in case you didn't hear that before. The second place that the virus could land is on a surface. So a study from just 5 days ago was showing that this virus can survive on surfaces up to 72 hours. That's 3 days. So if somebody 3 days ago touched the elevator button, you could touch the elevator button, and then if you rub your eye, you've just now done the work of the virus and put it into your eye. So be very careful. Again, don't touch your face, and be aware that surfaces can hold viruses for that long. If you're responsible for surfaces in your workplace, clean them, right? And at home, if somebody's sick, clean your surfaces more often. So how to clean, right? Do we have to use special cleaners to do this? Actually, soap and water works. But the third ingredient is so important, and that is elbow grease. So you can use soap and water on a surface, but you have to pretend like there's something sticky on there. You have to rub it and really try to move it off of the surface. To some of you, this might sound like the instructions for washing your hands actually rubbing them. So soap and water can clean your surfaces. Another thing that can clean your surfaces is alcohol. I love alcohol in sinks because you can do it on the handles and on the faucet, and it makes them shine, because most of our sinks are stainless steel or something, right? It cleans them and makes them look good too. Double bonus. You can also use hydrogen peroxide. You can use ammonia. You can also make yourself a bleach mix, 4 teaspoons of bleach in a quart of water. So you could even spray this bleach mix onto your counter, let it dry. It's killed everything. Unless there's a blob of dirt on your sink. Now it's going to contact that dirt and it's going to sterilize the outside layer. But as soon as that dirt is moved, anything that's on the underside or the under layers is going to be contagious. Okay? So clean the surface first. And then if you're going to do a disinfection step, disinfect. Alrighty? Now the last thing is keep your immune system strong. If you are exposed to this or any other bugs, you want to be able to fight them off, right? So you got to keep your immune system strong. I'm going to do a video in the future talking about how 80% of our immune system comes from our gut. So do that. Keep your immune system strong. Eat right, sleep right, keep your body strong. There are resources out there for you to study a lot of this. And in fact, the person who shared this video with you may have some of those resources for you. So definitely contact them, ask them questions, start building a community of people who help each other learn, right? Because we're all in this together. So together with you, here's to your health.